linguistics, also from people from the Middle East, of course. But you can not, so you have to see in Department of Near Eastern Studies. I don't think it's not so common to get Arabic language, but in PhD, but you definitely have those options, and you can also see in UK universities. You can apply there as well, and definitely you'll get a funding. Most if in most good universities of the US, PhD is mostly fully funded, so don't worry about it. Just see which other departments it offers. And simple Google searches will let you know.
Okay, thank you, Zainab. Our next question is, could you please provide the details of the universities which give full funding? I think this question is more of a research question that you need to do on your own, Neetu. We are so sorry because, yeah, you can reach out to ABP later on, but it's so vast and so intensive a process, and you need to do a little bit of that research, which university is giving full funding and which is not. So I think that's a very subjective question that we can address later on. Can you provide details of universities which provide, okay, in journalism, full funded fellowship in journalism? Does anybody want to take that question, or is the question in the same category?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
Journalism is a big and a robust department. I don't know whose question is this, by the way.
It's News 47. If
I don't know
anybody exists like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. Sorry. Okay, Jisan, can you go first or?
No, I was just trying to understand whose question is that. News 47. Is
Okay,
that
okay. So yeah, for England. So that means just a few months back, there is an Commonwealth Commonwealth journalism program. So it's maybe 1 year or 6. There are two kinds of program: 6 months and 2 months. 6 months and 1 year. So this is very popular, and I just few months back I heard about this, and I was meet some journalists from India in during the Ramadan. So they have arranged a program in London. I went there. So, and I have seen that very reputed journalist came from India, and most of these journalists from either from Delhi or from Bangalore, from Hyderabad, like this. So I think our regional journalists like from Kolkata, from other part, they should apply for this kind of. So there's a Nehru journalism program or exchange program, or I don't know what the thing. So this is one opportunity, and another is obviously you can apply any university. There are so many journalists, so many PhDs program in journalism, so many masters program in journalism, and there are different kind of journalism, masters in journalism, like media, like print, like social media journalism, and so many. So I think you can search and you can apply. So that's because journalism is very broad thing. So it's depend on your choice. It's depend on what you want to do in journalism, and either it's a study, either it's a job, or either it's a exchange program, or either it's a what is this any kind of summer school, or like this, or 6 months, 1 year, or PhD, or postdoc. So it's depend on your that mean criteria. What do you want to do?
Yes, thank you so much, Mehbooba. I think also the fellowship questions are again the research questions that we need to do before applying. So another question is how can we get the recording of this session? Yeah, you can reach out to ABP and you will get it. Next question is, ma'am, India के बारे में कुछ बताएं. Sorry, Shahid Raza, it's not about India में PhD के बारे में. So we were only talking about the US में कैसे PhD में admission लिया जाए. I'm sorry. Okay, what to do, sir? Okay, I don't understand that question. Kindly name some of the centers who provide IELTS or TOEFL in India. Maybe Zainab, you can take that question.
Yeah. So most of the cities have like the Delhi, Kolkata, Bombay, Bangalore, Chennai, those, Hyderabad, I guess. just do a simple Google search, as like the centers. Go to their website and go to the India section, India website of TOEFL or IELTS, and they will give you a list of centers. If you are not able to travel to those centers, you can take those exams at home, because after COVID, they launched home edition to the exams. So you can just sit in the comfort of their homes and give those exams for 4 hours. But there are some rules to it. Yeah, the home has to be empty. I mean, the room has to be empty. There's no noise, and you can do it undisturbed for 4 hours. Then you should definitely go for home edition. I did it home edition. I could not go outside, even when I was living in Delhi. So it's completely fine. You can do that. But just go to their website and you have all the information. Yeah, really.
Shavana, can I add some lines to this?
Yes, go ahead.
So everyone who are interested in taking GRE or TOEFL, whatever, there is this website called ets.org. Okay, I'm just typing it in the chat box. This is exactly the place where you should look for all those questions that you have regarding the rules, regulations, exam format, how to book seats, whatever it is. Okay, this is the official rule book or official website that US controls for this examination formats and everything.
Our next question is, thank you, Zishan, for that. Our next question is, what is GRE? GRE is Graduate Record Examinations, and I think Zainab mentioned that GRE in terms of arts and humanities is much waived in these cases, but we can have a whole different session on GRE. It's a very vast topic. How many writing samples? I think that question is already answered, just one. Can you share the PPT in the group? Maybe that was a question directed to Zainab. Yes, she will, I guess. Okay, appreciating efforts. Yes, thank you so much. I would like to know about English Literature Department. Maybe sometimes later we can have another session on that. Please recommend books on research methodology. Does anybody want to take that question?
Wait, there's no like a book as such on research methodology. The only way you will learn research methodology is by reading a lot of research papers and writing. There's really, it's not like, it's not, you can learn it through a book, like, but read a lot of research papers and then you realize how they write it. And there are different research methodologies for different fields. So like if you're from anthropology, you have a different methodology. If you're from history, it's a different methodology. So that depends in which area of research you are. If you are from history, Islamic studies, you can just give me a mail and we can do a session where I can explain a little bit how to go about doing research. But as such, a kitab nahi hai yaar. I don't think so.
Yes, thank you, Zainab, for that. Please share the name of the aforesaid universities. Maybe that was directed to Zainab. Yes, she will. And then Nasreen says, wonderful session. Hats off. May Allah bless you. Blessings to you also, Nasreen. Thank you. Okay, can you forward the email ID of Zishan? Yes, I think we can. Can anyone apply on IRS, INV who are not immigrant student? Maybe that question is directed to Zishan.
Yeah. So INV is the investigation departments, right? CIA, FBI, American structures, whatever it is. They are internal organizations that are controlled by federal directly. Now, there are certain criteria if you're applying for that. First, you should have some experiences or some form of exposure to working in those fields. For example, people from IR, international relations, they're already very much exposed and informed about how those kind of relevant laws, lawmaking, decision-making works, right? Now, if you're a student from English and if you're associated with the student affairs, like I have been into university student affairs for 2 years, serving that university curriculum, policies for students, etc., etc. So those are the marks that you have to showcase in your CV first to impress or convince the people in IRS that I can do this job, I can undertake projects. That's rule number one. Rule number two is, if you are from a humanities and social science background, there is a huge pool of students, right? So what special thing you are going to bring? Now, if you can bring that or provide that specification, establish that, yeah, I am a people of or person of color who is coming from a specific culture and a background which is going to leverage these transactions or communications, that is an added plus. So you have to be a bit tricky, You have to be clever to sell yourself. So this whole thing, getting a job till getting a PhD, is selling yourself in a specific way. If you are convincing yourself, that's it. Other than that, IRS, of course, provide roster, which is like the job advertisement. There are some positions that you can't apply because you are an immigrant, and there are some positions you can always apply because it's open to everyone. So you have to just get into the website, and we can do a whole session for that in future. If that
Yeah, thank
answers
you.
the question.
Okay, thank you so much, Zishan. Lima, again, I'm so sorry because so many languages no, we are like conducting here in, but I'm sure you have received some kind of insight from this. Okay, can you share your email ID? Please get in touch with ABP for email IDs. Then the next question is, sir, for Masjid Imam, how to apply? I, I don't think Masjid Imam is something that we are discussing today, right? As Zainab said, it's a completely different path. We are probably talking about scholarly and job related things. But if somebody has any insight on that thing as a job, please go ahead.
I mean, I don't have an insight, but I can provide a contact. He was a department student in English literature and criticism in my university. And then he moved to Canada and he's an imam now. He applied for that. So someone, if you are really interested, you can reach out to him, email him, asking about this question. So hold on for a sec before I get that contact.
Okay, thank you, Zishan, again. This is also about email. Again, the same thing. Please reach out to ABP for getting in touch. Again, the same question, I guess. Okay, mosque. Zainab, please discuss about postdoc procedure in the USA.
Postdoc procedure, I am not aware of. I'm in my first year PhD, but
Okay.
somebody did a postdoc similar. It's mostly similar.
Yeah.
It's like a job thing. It takes like 1 or 2 years. You can just start googling and like searching yourself. You'll find it's very easy, and there's a lot of availability and positions right now. So आप देख सकते हैं. But I am not sure about postdoc positions or uska kya hai, because I just like
Yeah.
Okay. I can discuss. Mahamadul, do you want the answer in Bengali or English? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
just,
just speak in English.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
obviously. Yeah, you can speak in English also.
Okay, fine. So, if you have a PhD degree in hand,
Yeah.
then what you can do is there are universities. Not all universities offer postdoc. So first you have to understand that. Only it's like almost like more than 50% university will offer postdoc. So you have to know which universities offer postdoc, which don't. Most of the good universities offer postdoc. And in departments, so postdoc is not like a department funding degree. Postdoc is different. So in postdoc, normally a professor has funding to fund the postdoc. So in PhD, there are department seats where department can offer like 10 PhDs, 15 PhD, 20 PhD, but postdocs is less in number, and postdocs are generally under some faculty. So you have to first know which are the faculties who work in the area that you do. So you have expertise in some field, right? You have done PhD. So you have to contact the professors and you have to say that this is the area that you work on, and this is the same area I work in, and I have done these kinds of work. This is my published list of my published papers. I have expertise in these scales. I can do modeling, I can do simulations, I can do programming. I have done such and such programming in this paper. The contribution of me on this important paper is this. I have done all the simulations of that, dot, 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 dot. So you have to convince the professor that you have the required skills to join his lab. And also you have to say that you have the capability to mentor PhD and juniors. You have the capability to conduct interviews and things like that. There are some administrative roles you also have to play. You don't have to take any classes in case of science, but probably in case of arts, you have to take classes as well. So given these skills you have to contact the professors. The professor will tell you the next procedure. You have to apply through the department or university officially, and then you have to submit your research proposal. You have to submit your CV. You have to submit your research statement, cover letter, and things like that. These are similar to PhD, but this is more, you have to be more detailed than PhD students because you are already expert. And then they will give you offer, like this is the amount of money I will give you per month. Are you do you agree with, do you want to join still? And if you say yes, then they will start the official procedure. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thanks. A lot of thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Well, very helpful suggestions, Ashita. Next question is, how many universities are providing fully funded scholarships in Islamic studies? I think, again, that's the question for Zainab.
Uh, so the thing about US universities are that most like good universities, if you get through, your application gets accepted, and if you get through the application process, then immediately automatically your PhD is funded, fully funded. लेकिन उसमें difference ये होता है कि कुछ some schools give you good money, some schools give you less money. But if you like apply to the top ones and get to the top ones, you really get good money. But UK की तरह यहाँ पे अलग से funding के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा परेशान नहीं होना पड़ता है. So Islamic studies, you generally get like good amount of money in good universities. So you should definitely go ahead with the applications.
Okay, I think the next question is also of similar kind, and I guess Zainab's this answer should help that question as well. Okay, again, the same question about IRS and INV. Okay, can a student with an MA in English literature pursue PhD in Islamic studies abroad with literally no base in Arabic, Urdu, or Persian?
Can you come to Islamic studies from different subjects? Definitely you can. I come from history and I moved to religious studies, and people go from different subjects to religious studies. You can definitely do that, but you need to justify why you are a good fit even when you're taking a detour. And one of the justifications is that you know the languages, and you're aware of their secondary literature, you're aware of their scholarship. So I think it will be a little difficult for you to do, in fact, impossible for you to do Islamic studies without any of these languages. But if you are really passionate about it, you can always learn these languages. I learned these languages pretty late in my life, and but I can work with these languages now. But so there are a lot of people, they're Westerners who do not know the languages. The only language they knew were like English or French or German or something. But they made sure that they get your application accepted, and then they make a strong point in their SOPs and their research proposals that they will learn the language when they're doing a PhD. So a lot of people I know are taking Urdu lessons, are taking Arabic lessons, are taking Persian lessons. If you want, but you will have to learn these languages at the end of the day. If you're doing Islamic studies in like Indian context, because most of the literature is written in these languages. So definitely, but you can start learning and then apply and say that I will work on my languages when I am doing the PhD, and that is like accepted. So if you start taking like normal lessons and work through it during your PhD, then that's good. But definitely you cannot do away with the languages. Yes.
Yes, that makes sense, Zainab. Next question is, can you please convey about the opportunities provided for an MA in English or other PhD or postdoc in UK? Mehbooba?
প্রশ্নটা
বলছে ইংলিশের পরে বা ইংলিশ MA বা PhD এর জন্য কোনো যদি জব অপরচুনিটিস থাকে in the UK.
Okay. So, are you doing MA from England or not? So, first of all, এখানেতে ইংল্যান্ডে যে কোনো মাস্টার্স, নট অনলি MA, মাস্টার্স 1 বছরের করলেই এখানে একটা নতুন রুলস এসেছে 2000 আফটার দ্য প্যান্ডেমিক, সেটা হচ্ছে they will get 1 year visa extension of visa to find a job or to find another course. যদি কেউ এখানেতে, if anyone came with a মানে মাস্টার্স ভিসা, মানে মাস্টার্স এর জন্য কেউ আসে, then after finishing their masters, he or she can apply for 1 year visa with her own money. সো এইটা একটা ভালো বেনিফিট, সুযোগ, এবং এটাতে অনেকেই কাজে লাগাতে পারে এবং অনেকে কাজে লাগাতে পারে না। এবং ফর দ্য পিএইচডি, যারা পিএইচডি এখান থেকে করেছে যে কোনো ইংল্যান্ড ইউনিভার্সিটি, তারা 2 বছর পায় এটা। সো অনেকে এটা ভালোভাবে কাজে লাগায় পিএইচডিটা। হ্যাঁ, পিএইচডি
Hello,
যারা
sir.
করেছে
I'm interrupting you in between, sir. Sorry for that. But then I have completed my master's in 2017 and I'm literally searching for some work. But sorry to say, in opportunities in West Bengal, obviously, it's not quite easily available. So I have to ask this question. This is the reason.
Okay, so you have finished your masters from England.
Not from England. It's from Rabindranath University, West Bengal.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought maybe from England. So yeah, so then definitely you can apply for PhD. Yeah, but for
To say,
PhD, yeah.
other than PhD, what are the job opportunities or what are the further career prospects?
Other than PhD, so that's difficult things. Yeah, so as already I have discussed that in England, if you want to came with a job, then you have to follow the tier 2 visa. So what is this tier 2 visa? It's a skilled work visa. So after doing a master's in English, if you want to came, or if you think that you will teach here, the teaching job is very difficult, because here teaching job, that means you should have their that like a B.Ed. So in India we have B.Ed, we have D.Ed. Like they have so many different trainings are there. So that means so many different pedagogical trainings are there. So if you do not have this kind of pedagogical training, you cannot do a teachers, or you cannot be a teachers here. So then the only things are, if you do not want to come a PhD, if you don't want to come for a that means or you are not eligible for teaching job, then obviously then other job, like that means other job is there, but it's little, that means I don't know how that means what is the answer of your question. So it's depends on your, that means what kind of job you want to do here.
Mehboob, can I interrupt and help you out?
মানে শুধু জব, মানে আমি মানে it's not like that কি আমি জবের জন্য, মানে if you think okay I will apply a job and get a job, yeah, if you have a skill like somebody have a GIS skill, somebody have a Python skill or programming skill, IT skill. So it's you need to find out some skill. Yeah, already I have discussed. Then you can apply for this kind of work. Otherwise, for English, you will not just directly you will get a after master's. Yeah, you understand?
Hello, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but then I have completed my B.Ed and I'm right now I'm pursuing my M.Ed. Okay, sir. From
but this B.Ed, this
but
B.Ed,
I believe that my B.Ed will not get validated in UK, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I need to do sit for a separate educational program so that I will be eligible for the teaching profession.
No, dekho, first of all, the things are very clear that it's not like okay, you're not getting job in West Bengal, then people apply in Delhi, in Hyderabad, in Mumbai. So it's not like that. If you're not getting job in India, you'll apply in England. So it's a catchy things. That means you have to come differently. You have to apply for a master's or PhD, and then you will learn, or you will connect through different people, and then you are eligible, or you will say okay, there's a job I can apply. So directly it's very difficult. Directly you will come, you will fly for with a job. It's very difficult. I mean, very little people, those who are very extraordinary, they only get a direct job. Okay, so you should find out a way. First you have to apply masters or maybe something different, and after this, then you will think okay, now I reach England, then how I can find something else. So these are the different way. So it's very difficult to come England or maybe other country in Europe with direct job. If you do not have a 20 the skill of 21st century's job, that means the skill which is very reputed, like the skill of Python programming, the skill of chat GTP programming, the skill of hi-fi skill. This is the job market is over flooded. Otherwise, like just a master degree cannot be help you to get a direct job. So you have to find a way. That is my answer. I think maybe Jisan can add something.
Can I address Irene Ahmed, Miss Irene Ahmed? And I can suggest you, because you have an MA in English, so I would like to suggest you can apply for direct job in Gulf countries for like this Oman, Saudi Arabia. They are providing like teachers job directly from India also.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for your suggestion. Just a question, another question, just to satisfy my curiosity. Which one will you recommend, GRE or TOEFL?
Even if I'm getting that question correct, hold on, Mehbooba. Both are two different things. Okay, one is a proficiency test and GRE is a subjective test. Okay.
Okay.
So TOEFL or IELTS is a must if you're going into the track of English higher education. That's
Okay.
the first thing. GRE is often recommended, often not recommended. That the university decides. The second thing
Okay.
is regarding your curiosity for the jobs in English. Because I'm an English graduate, I'm telling you this. So England, the US, Canada, these are first world countries, right?
Okay.
They are designed to get revenues from their education system. If you are
Okay.
not contributing or being the part of their education system as a taxpayer, they will never
Okay.
let you into their system for a job. As simple as
Okay.
that.
So TOEFL is much more acceptable.
TOEFL, IELTS, both are acceptable in the whole world. IELTS is more relevant and I feel it more comfortable because we are all raised in an education system of West Bengal, right? Or technically India,
Yes,
where
exactly.
everything is manual and written. So IELTS is actually a manual test where you will do a pen and paper examination rather than going into
Yes.
IBT, which is more interactive computer-based examination, kind of difficult.
Okay.
So I would recommend you going for IELTS. Of course, if you're going for England, that will be more IELTS because IELTS is controlled by British Council, right? For US, it's
Yeah.
TOEFL. IELTS is acceptable everywhere, but it's more easy. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. We need to move forward. Again, question about mosque imam, which is answered. Again, fully funding things. Okay, again, postdoc in Islamic studies, same questions. Which university is good for doing PhD for Bengali literature in US? That's a question that we need to discuss again, maybe in the next session or somewhere in future.
I can give a couple of examples quickly if I'm allowed.
Yeah, Zishan, go
So
ahead.
there are a couple of universities in California and DC, and I'm very specific about US now. So Washington DC and California are the most diverse places or the diverse states in the US. Okay. So technically they are very relevant to absorb all kind of culture and welcome all kind of languages. So some specific example would be University of California, Berkeley, University of California, Santa Barbara, University of California, Los Angeles, who have outstanding and diverse programs about languages, specifically Hebrew, Bengali, and all sorts of languages that are kind of up to the mark, but very outdated, or let's say very uncommon, right? So you can apply over there. And there are two universities at DC, University of, I think it's the Georgetown, and then there is also the Washington State University. That's my research, that what I've done from the last session when there were a couple of people who asked the same question. But anyways, yeah.
Thank you, Zishan, again for that. Tell me about after completing MBA Human Resource degree from a common university in the field, okay, a broad job and how to find about it. Zishan, can you help with that?
What's the question again?
MBA Human Resource degree
Uh-huh.
from a common university. I don't understand what he means by
Yeah, what
common.
is a common
Maybe an
university? Someone can
university.
enlighten me on that. If someone is here, what do you mean by common university?
কমন ইউনিভার্সিটি মানে মানে অর্ডিনারি, মানে ঠিক আছে, মানে মানে খুব বিশাল হাই ফাই নয় আর কি।
মানে
Okay.
Indian Common University, do you mean?
ইয়েস ইয়েস
Okay.
so.
So common university in the sense, like if you are doing MBA from anywhere in the world, that is relevant to get a job. But do you think you can get a job at US or UK? That's completely a big question and completely a very complex question, because sometimes the companies do sponsor people from India, right? That's H1B, what Dr. Akram said. But that should be how your work experience shape your CV. What kind of jobs you have accomplished in India, what kind of projects you have undertaken, what kind of exposure you had. So it doesn't matter if it's a common university or not. If you're going for a job track directly at US, you have to showcase that skill, what Dr. Sahana also said. Now, one of the things I can tell you that often the companies claim or facilitate exchange programs or exchange exposure regarding job transactions or trade and commerce, etc. So you can look for the rosters specifically in the web page of Tata Consultancy, because they are the one of the biggest exporters of students and job trainees or employees outside. TCS and of course Wipro. So they give those advertisements. So keep an eye on that. Okay.
Okay, thank you. What are the differences between PhD and postdoc? Doctoral degree. Postdoc is a postdoctoral degree.
Postdoc is a postdoc, PhD is a PhD. But yeah, jokes apart, PhD is like a degree. Like you will be given a degree, you will be awarded with a degree, you will be doing a successful track of research, you will be doing a lot of technical jobs, which is not really job, but experiences. But your focus will be taking a lot of classes, a lot of lessons, a lot of examinations and everything. In postdoc, there is nothing like that. In postdoc, you are already an employee. You are doing projects, you're helping other professors and professionals from different fields to cater out different kinds of jobs, different kind of endeavors, right, which are employment. But the fact is, postdoc is more professional than PhD. PhD is like you are becoming a postdoc trainee, and postdoc is like you're already an employee. If that summarize the whole thing. I mean, I should not even speak about it because there are two veteran postdocs in front of me. So go ahead if someone want add something.
I think that makes sense, Zishan. Thank you. Very well put. Could you tell me the name of some universities for MA in Arabic language? Zainab, would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, I just posted name a few universities in the chat box. So if you scroll down, you can see.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. Should the justification include a personal stance or an academic one? Okay, maybe.
Or justification. I mean, are you talking about your statement of purpose?
I think so. Maybe
Yes. So, no, it should be academic. At master's levels, you can do those personal stance things, but at scholarly level, as PhD, you should definitely go for the academic one. It should be very scholarly, very mature. So don't do just like I'm interested in doing this, hence I want to do this. No, but your interest doesn't mean that somebody will give you money for 7 years or 5 years, or somebody is going to give all the time to you and read your work. So you have to justify it scholarly, academically.
Okay, thank you, Zana. Then the last thing, I guess, Bangla Sahityer jonno bolben. Firoza, I promise we will come back with Bangla Sahityer. It's a vast field, right? Again, Bangla Sahitya is a whole new universe. So we will definitely have a session on that, I'm sure. But we are way out of time right now. Can I invite Dilruba to conclude the session? Oh, okay. Another question I have. I guess can someone pursue PhD in USA again after completing PhD in India? Are there any advantages? Okay, Sanab is answering that question.
I'll just
I mean,
add
just
to
like,
that.
why don't waste your time in doing a second PhD. Just work on your research. Try to get your works published. So you know the PhD, you know the drill. You can write now, get your works published in journals, and then you'll get like job. You can start teaching like that. So otherwise, it will just a time waste.
I mean, I want to ask this same person one question. Like, we can do PhD till we die, right? But does it worth it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not worth it. It will just be a wastage of your time. Rather, start just getting your work published, and so that you can actually start teaching somewhere. If you have like
If
journals published
somebody
under,
wants to do it, I guess they can. They definitely can.
Uh,
I mean,
I mean, if
yeah.
somebody wants to do it, but I don't know if the chances of
I'll just add something to it. Uh, Normally, second PhD is highly discouraged everywhere. So
yeah.
if you do second PhD and if you want to join as an assistant professor in US, people will ask you like, what happened? Why did you do postdoc after PhD? Why did you do PhD again? So
agree.
generally avoid doing PhD at all cost, unless you are forced to do it for some reason. That's a different thing. But normally you should do postdoc after PhD.
Another thing that I would like to ask, like for Mahmudul, you have a certain one other like a tail question for that. Are there any advantages? What is it exactly you mean by an advantage? Advantage of what? Like getting a job, getting more money, getting established? What exactly?
Yeah, any kind of future establishment in academic area or anything else.
Well, you can establish yourself if you are doing a PhD in India. That's fine.
I'm doing nowadays PhD in India,
Okay.
but I'm saying that is there any
What are your PhD exactly in? Like what subject?
yeah. I'm saying that if I continue again a PhD in US one abroad, then could I get any kind of advantages of a job in colleges or universities? Or
I
in
think it will serve more as a disadvantage than advantage for you, because there are lots of PhD students here who are doing great work, and the job market is already quite flooded. So
yeah,
I don't think it is advantageous to you in any way. Whatever you're doing your PhD in, get your expertise there, get your works published, and either go for a postdoc or like go for some teaching position. So
Well, I'm not entirely rejecting your idea about doing another PhD because, of course, US is a huge country. Like at least 7,000, nearly 7,000 universities and colleges are there. You can do a PhD and you can get a job. But the fact is, again, will it worthy? Because at the same time, if you are doing a postdoc on any project, similarly, you can come to US and you can get establishment. The same way. It's the same thing you are doing in a less amount of time, right? So think in that way.
yeah. That means it is suggested that I should continue postdoc in USA after completing PhD in here.
That's up to you. If you have a dream that I have to be in US, I have to get my paycheck in dollars, I have to run a Ferrari, then please go ahead. I mean, you can do that, but squeeze your time because time is the most valuable thing, right?
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone.
And one more comment. Sometimes some people think that if I'm doing PhD in India, I'll not. So maybe the question is because he thinks that postdoc will be very difficult for him. Is that the question, Mahmudin? That
But
he will not get easily postdoc in US? Is that the reason you are asking this question?
No, I have asked before this question also that how can I pursue postdoc? They are in USA, but
Yeah.
it was
So if your PhD is good, if you have a standard PhD, postdoc is not a problem. You have to be a good student, good researcher. That's it.
yeah,
And suppose your PhD is not, so you're not satisfied with your PhD. You feel that this is not up to the mark for postdoc in the US. The best suggestion that I can give you is you do a postdoc in India for
yeah.
2 years. You work hard and then go for postdoc in US. So that is the best option rather than doing PhD in US. Okay.
Thanks.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Anything else, anyone, or we can go to Dilruba?
হ্যাঁ ফর্মালি ভোটা থ্যাঙ্কস শুরু করার আগে আমি একটা কথা বলতে চাই। আই কুড নট রেজিস্ট মাইসেলফ টু সে দিস অ্যাকচুয়ালি, যে এত সুন্দর, এত ইনফরমেটিভ, এত এনগেজিং অ্যান্ড এত ইনসাইটফুল প্রোগ্রাম বিদেশে পড়াশোনা নিয়ে, জব নিয়ে, বাংলা কিংবা ইন্ডিয়াতেও হয়তো খুবই কম হয় এবং তাও সম্পূর্ণ বিনামূল্যে আপনাদের কাছে পৌঁছাচ্ছে। তো আমি সমস্ত স্টুডেন্টসদের কাছ থেকে আমাদের যারা স্পিকার্স আছেন আজকে তাদের সকলকে অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ জানাই যে তারা ভীষণই ব্যস্ত মানুষ, তবুও তাদের বিজি শিডিউল থেকে ওনারা আমাদের টাইম দিচ্ছেন এবং কনসিস্টেন্টলি আমাদেরকে বিভিন্নভাবে বিভিন্ন দিক দিয়ে মেন্টরশিপ দিয়ে যাচ্ছেন। উই আর ভেরি থ্যাঙ্কফুল ফর দ্যাট। অ্যাজ এ স্টুডেন্ট আমি এটা বলতে চাইলাম আর কি। সো লেটস be formal now. So distinguished speakers, respected moderator, respected General Secretary of ABP, dear audience. So we have reached at the very end of our program now. So on behalf of Association of Bengali Professionals, Research Guide Unit, and as a team coordinator, I would like to thank everyone who made this webinar a successful one. At first, I would like to convey my sincere gratitude to the chief speaker of tonight, Zainab Rashid, for accepting our invitation and for her wonderful and intriguing presentation. It was very informative and very precise also. Thank you very much once again, Zainab. I find it very interesting. Now, I am very honored to thank all the discussants of the job panel session. At first, I express my sincere gratitude and thanks to Dr. Asif Akram for his compelling presentation. And of course, we are incredibly grateful to him for his commendable contribution, not only for this program, but also for the formation of ABP, Research Guide Unit, or ABP as a whole. I am very honored to thank Dr. Mehboob Sahana for his kind presence on our program tonight, and of course for his very insightful and detailed presentation on the job opportunities in the UK. Thank you very much once again. I'm very delighted to thank Zishan Siddiqui for his fascinating presentation. Being a humanities student myself, I found it very interesting and motivating. I'm very much thankful and grateful to Mohammad Ful Hossein Sheikh for his precise, to the point presentation. It was very informative. And I'm very grateful to him for managing all the PPT files of the presenters and skillfully handling it. And I really appreciate you, Ful, for your extra effort and dedication to make this program successful. I am very pleased to thank the moderator of tonight's program, Savana Sayedi, for her wonderful moderation or masterfully moderating the program and handling the question and answer session beautifully. I am very much thankful and grateful to the General Secretary of ABP, Jannatul Firdaus, for her constant effort, dedication, and assistance to make this program successful, and of course for handling all the technical issues. And I really appreciate her contribution that she is making to make ABP a prominent initiative in the West Bengal. At last but not the least, I am very thankful to all the audience for joining with us today and for staying with us till the end. Thank you very much. And at the very last, I am very thankful to all the members of ABP who are working behind the scene. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much once again. Have a wonderful night or day. Thank you.
Everybody